A lot can happen in 5 years. But it wasn't always like this.
I made a vow to never put my child through daycare. I know there's got to be a way.
If you want something bad enough, you have to go after it. Ryan?
I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Hannah.
And we're the Unstoppable Family.
You just can't stop it! Dun, 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 dun.
Dad is even funnier than you.
He's a pretty funny cat. Dog. Cat dog.
Who would expect a girl that grew up in Michigan and a guy that grew up in Illinois would meet surfing in San Diego and then be together ever since? Welcome to Puerto de la Cruz from the Canary Islands.
How'd you peach on 4th of July?
Cusco, Peru.
Rio de Janeiro.
Morocco! And I got my Moroccan beard. Barcelona! Driving through Utah. Florida. Lake Tahoe.
Here we are in the wilderness. This is literally our front yard. Not too shabby of a view.
Looks like where I'm gonna call my home break, at least till the end of the year. Adios, amigos!
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Hannah.
I love you.
Reflections of 39 years on this beautiful planet. Yes, it's my birthday. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy New Year!
I haven't skied since I've been 12.
When you know you have an expiration date on your life, you know, what kind of decisions are you gonna make?
With Swana with his new haircut, he doesn't look like a dirty hippie anymore.
And don't forget what independence means. It means freedom. Go out and do something wild and crazy. So from the Unstoppable Family,
It's good. Life is good. Go out, be unstoppable, learn Spanish, get a map, and remember your board shorts.
From rock bottom financially and emotionally,
to traveling the world and giving our daughter education of a lifetime.
still, I feel that our journey has just begun. Wait till you see what's next.
Happy 2024. How to create your perfect day every day using the S.U.R.F method. So this is my first time using StreamYard. So let's see how this rolls out. You got to see the teaser video. That was actually over 10 years ago. When we first started our travels, we've been traveling for 15 years. But I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to be doing these lives, if not once a week, but maybe a couple times a week. And I'm going to be giving some extreme value. And I was going to name this, not how to create your perfect day every day, but how to save your marriage in 5 minutes or less every single day. But I thought, you know what, let's just have it kind of fluffy, how to create your perfect day. I have the S.U.R.F method. I've been teaching this. Everybody, I think, should have some type of method. And there's one method that I find extremely valuable is my morning routine. And when I speak on stage, do podcasts, do shows, I always share this S.U.R.F method. And it's very simple, yet very effective if you utilize it every single day. So what I'm going to do is I will share this later, but I'm going to write this out. So what I want you to do is write in S-U-R-F. All right, you getting ready for this? Because this is some key information and how I start my every single day, every day. I do a little variations of it, but it pretty much comes down to this. So the S, it stands for set up your day for success. The U, uncover, discover, declare. And the R, revenue generating activities, and the F is family and friends. All right, so what does this mean and how can you apply it? So anyway, we live in Bali, Indonesia. I'm gonna give you a little thing. This is outlooking our backyard. It's Friday morning here, Thursday back in the USA. We're in Bali, we're in our villa, and we're actually heading to Japan in 2 days to go snowboarding for the month. And it's these principles that will allow you to create your perfect day every day and live it. Now, I'm not talking about living in fantasy wah-wah-loo land of just doing nothing and manifesting, but you have to do things on a consistent daily axis, consistent basis. And what the key thing is, you got to fall in love with boring shit. All right, now I'm going to repeat that. You must fall in love with boring crap. And what I mean by that, you're doing the same thing over and over. It's like the recipe for a cake. If you don't put the right things in the recipe, you're not going to get the right cake. And if you put the right things in, you're going to get the right cake. And things that you do every single day on a consistent basis, and they can get boring, but it's just like the same thing with bodybuilding, right? I've really put a ton of my work into body this last year on my health and fitness. I'm turning 50 in less than in 5 months from now. And I'm at my strongest I've ever been, healthiest I've ever been. And I'm almost 50 years old. Just bench pressed 286 pounds just on the last day of 2023. And I'm sharing this because it was the daily consistent action that actually leads to that. And it's mostly the monotonous, daily, boring things every single day. But the thing is, I don't care about the boring things every single day. I care about the results. And what you're going to get into the S.U.R.F method of how to create your perfect day every day, a lot of the stuff is boring. But if you do it on a continual daily basis, you're going to get results. And out of all the things that I've taught over the years, this simple method has been the one that people walk away and go, man, that one method that I got from you, where I actually have a plan every single morning. And if I do this, I'm going to get results. Okay. And this is not just results in business. I'm also talking about results in your marriage. If you know you're not married, it's going to be in your partnership, maybe with your family. I'm talking about your spirituality. I'm talking about your body and your health, and of course, business. Okay, so let's do this. Here's been what my daily routine has been over the last few months. Is I've been waking up at 4:28 a.m. every single day, and that might be sometimes I have it for 5:28 a.m. But I have it set on a daily, on a consistent time frame. One, I know that if I don't go to bed by a certain time, I'm going to be tired. So I have to go do this. So I already set up my days for success on the night before. And here's something that I'm going to add to this. This is the first time I've actually ever shared this with anyone, is that before, when I'm laying my head down to rest at night, before I go to bed, I go through what I call as the gratitude stack. And I give myself, and if you think about right now, I'm going to even back this out just a little bit further. And right now, as we're leading into 2024, we're setting New Year's resolutions. And by the way, I'm going to do a fact map impossible game next week. So stay tuned for that and how to map out your impossible game for 2024. But first, I want to start with the basics. And so before you wake up and create your perfect day every day, before I go to bed, I added this in just a few months ago. And this is such an important key. While you're laying your head on the pillow, while you're going to bed, give gratitude to the 3 biggest things that you accomplished that day. And you might be saying, you know what, Brian, I didn't accomplish shit today. If you really think about it and you really focus on 3 things that you did, and it may not be in business, it may be something that you did with your wife or your kids, maybe do something that you did with your body, something that you are like, man, I did this and I accomplished this. Because what happens is that we get into this living in the gap or the gain. And I've been living in my own prison for the past, probably 25 years of my life, where I can have things that are happening in my world that are so great, but I live in this 10% where I put myself in a prison on the things that I didn't accomplish or that I didn't do, or the stressful things that I think that I should have done already. And that's living in the gap. So what we want to do is we want to take that and start living in the gain. And the way that you do that is start programming your subconscious mind at night. And the easiest way to do that, give gratitude for just 3 things that you really are excited that you accomplished that day. And it can be in your body, your business, it can be in your spirituality, it can be in your partnership, relationship with your wife. But give those 3 things, and then give yourself 3 things that you want to accomplish the next day. What happens is that we make a to-do list of about 20 different things. And what I've realized that when you have that, you become overwhelmed. But if you have 3 big dominoes each single day and you knock those out at the beginning of the day, then you can go onto your other list. But knock out these 3 things before you go to bed. Either write them down and then think about, like, this is what I want to accomplish tomorrow. And you knock these out. And this is, I'm going to segue into how, when I wake up, let's just call it 4:28 a.m. And I get up, I have my routines, and this is really key. So instead of just staying in bed and like, oh, I'm going to hit the snooze alarm, get up, walk to a different room. And what I do is I go to prayer, meditation, first thing when I'm getting up. So I walk into a separate room. So what I do down here, I get out of my bed, I walk downstairs, I'm back by the pool, the cold plunge, and I have 5 to 10 minutes. And then what I do is after that, my next routine is like, I have to get a little exercise going. So it's in the dark. I bring my dogs out. This is you're setting up your day for success. So it's a routine that if you follow this, you know that you're going to get success in some shape or form. So my setup is I go meditate, pray, do a little breath work. I go for a walk with the dogs. And then this is the thing that I do while I'm doing this. This is the U part. So remember, S is set up your day for success. The U is uncover, discover, and declare. The R is revenue generating activities. And the F is family and friends. By the way, if you're writing comments onto these, I can't see them, but I know I'm going to be able to respond to them. So go ahead, if you don't mind. If somebody could type in S.U.R.F Method, set up your day for success, uncover, discover, and declare, revenue generating activities, and fans or family and fun. I would appreciate that. I'll do it when I'm out there, and I'm also going to give you a link to something that's going to be really beneficial to you. So the next thing, when I'm out walking the dogs, the uncover, discover, and declare. The uncover is listening. You can exercise. There's a few things that I can only do multitask on. And one of them is exercising and listening to like an audiobook, a podcast, something that's going to give my brain the right information. Probably say that the best way. So it's just like your body. If you put crap food in, junk food in, you're going to get junk out. If you don't work out, you're going to have, the best way to look at your body is just stand naked in front of your body. And do you like what you see? If you don't like what you see, then you might as well change it. Right. And so with the body, the mind is the same thing. You put shit in, you're going to get shit out. Put shit in, get shit out. Put good stuff in, you're going to get good stuff out. So what I do is I will usually have a list of an audiobook or some type of course, something that I'm doing to where I can listen to it and then I'll apply. So now this is the key ingredient. You want to be able not just be this person that takes in all of this information and I'm like, I read all these books. You have to uncover it, you discover it, and you declare it. Now you can declare this in separate, different ways. They say something that's like 76%, you will retain 70, 80%. I don't even know what the exact amount is if you actually will teach it. So you can teach it and you can be doing a live, you can be doing it something for your marketing and a broadcast email or something you're sending out to your list. It could be something if you have students, you have clients, you can be able to teach it to them. So use something, don't just listen to audiobooks. And I have like probably 1,000 audiobooks on audible.com, but listen to something Something that maybe in your marketing world, like for instance, these are my last ones if you want to see what exactly I've been listening to here. Hanale's on these too. I got a fresh thing. They messed up my whole thing, but it's okay. So we share a lot of the audibles. I'm like, one of them, I'm glad my mom died. That's Hanale's thing. We're gonna have to look a little closer into that. But like endure, something of personal development, something of marketing. If you look at here, .com secrets, that's marketing. But I like to listen to something for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I apply it into my business. Now, this is critical, that set up your day for success, right? Once I do that, typically I'm already looking at, it's almost daytime for me. And so at this point, I will get right down to business. If there's surf, today I surfed with my daughter this morning. That's part of my daily routine. And then I get right into it on the R, is revenue generating activities. Now there's a huge difference between being busy and actually getting results. Huge difference between that. And what are revenue generating activities? So for almost any business, this is going to be the similar equation is you got to produce content, collect leads, put them into a sales funnel, and make sales and get revenue. Now, it's that way in almost any business. And even if you're an employee, we're like, I'm not doing revenue generating activities. I'm just doing this. Like, so for instance, we have a PR and branding firm. And what I've shared with our entire team is that you're all part of the revenue generating activities on the connections that you have with our clients. And the way that I describe it to them is your touch point with all of our clients is going to leave either a good lasting result, like a relationship, or it's going to be bad. And who do you want to work with? You want to work with incredible clients that are excited to work with you, that when you wake up, you don't get a computer of like, oh my God, my day is going to be a complete shit show, or my day is going to be, wow, I'm working with some incredible people, because what I've shared with them, and this is the same with me, you have that touch point. If you give them, you're going to be working anyway. But what if you just go that little extra mile, instead of treating them like they're in economy class, like they're in, business class, maybe a little first class. And if you can imagine, if you do this, think about what they're going to do in return. A, you're going to have a pleasant experience. B, they're probably going to be buying more because you're giving them an incredible experience. And C, they're probably going to refer their people that already know, like, and trust them, that will know, like, and trust us. So everybody is in the revenue generating activities, regardless if you're an employee or the business owner. And if you're going to do your job, you might as well do it right the first time and have it enjoyable and work with incredible people that if you're going to get your reflection of who you are, of what you get. If you're a shitty business owner and you're mean, and you're going to get the same amount of clients. And I'd rather have happy, satisfied, valuable customers. That's why you've heard it here. We pretty much cutting out about 90% of our clients in UBA. And what I mean by that is we're cutting out the ones to where we can only work with the ones that we can give high value. And if we can't give them, because if you're constantly working with the ones that are on the low end and they're bringing you problems and they're taking up your time, you can't give the value to the high end clients. So what we're doing is we're not giving official notice saying you're fired. What we're doing is like, okay, we're only working one-on-one and in groups with our VIP clients. Period. End of story. But what happens is when we're able to give that high value, they're going to buy more. And what they're going to do is they're going to refer other clients. It's a win-win situation. All right. So the revenue generating activities, I'm going to go through that again. Be producing content, being able to collecting leads. Collecting leads is like, look at that funnel, right? Is that funnel is you're bringing them in, you're getting them give for information. It's going through some type of sales process, and that sales process, maybe they're buying directly from a funnel. It could be setting up an appointment to have a consulting call, but it's doing something to put it into that sales process to create revenue. Being busy does not keep the lights on in your business. You have to be generating revenue every single day. You have to be marketing every single day. You have to have that pipeline and creating this every single day. Now, you might be questioning, like, well, why do you do that, Brian, if you're cutting out 90% of your clients? Because when people are seeing the top clients, when they're seeing us market and putting ourselves out there every single day, they're like, man, I have to work with you guys because I see you all over the place. Bingo. Take that one in. So revenue generating activities, those are where I do my top 3 things. The ones before I went to bed at night, I'm hitting those first thing in the morning, and typically between 9 till noon. After that, then I start going down my list of the other things that I need to check off on life, accounting, taxes, legal, blah, blah. There's tons of other stuff, but do the revenue generating activities first thing, especially if you're a morning person. So I do that. That's my game. And then after that, what I'm looking at is my body. Sometimes I work out in the afternoon. I usually do a couple workouts, but the body, if you don't have your body in the right shape, if you don't have the energy, you're not going to be able to produce mentally. I've known this, man, because I was in a freaking rock gutter about 3 years ago. I was always doing a little working out. I was doing eating good. But when your body gets older, you got to start changing shit. It's just what it is. Right now, I'm at the strongest I've ever been, and I'm turning 50 this week. Or this, not this week. If you wish me a happy birthday, I would say happy birthday, but it's not until May 30th. But the body is first and foremost. So in 2024, if you get that right, all the other things in your life will start to work. When I started getting my body right, my relationship with my wife started getting much better. She started respecting me more. I started doing more things in business. I started taking care of things because anyone that's serious about their business will be serious in all levels. Now, that's not all the case. But for instance, I won't do partnerships with anybody that's not physically fit. I just won't do it, because if they don't respect their body, how are they going to respect themselves? Okay, here's one thing. All right, so here's a nugget that's going to just blow you away. So if you get one thing besides the going to bed each night, gratitude, and listing off the 3 things, this is where I said it saved my life, saved my marriage about 5 years ago. It was a time to where our marriage was good. Rhonda and I have been together for 25 years, though it was on rocky road. And one of the things I started applying in my life was this thing called the gratitude journal. And I've got my sticker from Hanalei that she created this one. I have probably about like 10 of these or more, but I started writing an appreciation note. If you can see this is today. And you can see I did Happy New Year's. I did that. And I just write for about 5 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes. This, gentlemen, if you do this for your ladies every single day, write something that you're appreciative of. I'm going to read something. Happy New Year, 2024. So this is on New Year's Day. Sitting on the deck overlooking the Indian Ocean after our morning prayer together, our cold plunge, 25-minute workout, and getting back to finishing my possible games to 2024. Honey, it's time. It's go time. I love, honor, and respect you. This is what an epic night watching the fireworks from our villa. I love you. Can't wait to go to Japan and enjoy a lovely month ahead, living our unstoppable life. It's just something simple. Typically, she doesn't even read any of this. This is mainly for just my own thing. And it's like presents. Think about this on Christmas. And I got to find out where these comments are, because I know that people are leaving comments and giving hearts. I don't even know how to respond. I'll find this out afterwards. This is StreamYard. But who on here gets more joy by giving presents or receiving? So type in the comments, giving or receiving. I get it. I don't even care what I get for Christmas. All I do, I get excitement for the joy that I'm able to share. And just like this thing that takes me less than 5 minutes every single day, it gives me that joy and it gives me that gratitude. And gratitude is one of the highest pillars. It's higher than love. When you give gratitude, that's like the muscle test, right? It's like in the 800 power versus force. Gratitude is a higher level than just giving love. And you know what? I'll even go through that whole thing of what the highest and the lowest levels are. But giving gratitude, major thing. So I do it at night, when I wake up, when I write this. This is a beautiful thing. And what I do also, it's the morning when I set up my day for success. You have to be selfish. And I'm going to repeat that. You have to be selfish. And a lot of people will think that selfish is a bad thing. Selfish is not a bad thing. It's like the oxygen mask when you're on a plane, putting the oxygen mask on your face first versus your kid. Because if you die, how are you supposed to help your kid or your wife? You're not going to be able to. The morning is the same thing. If you don't take care of yourself on your body, your mind, your spirituality, how are you supposed to take care of your spouse, your kids, your coworkers? It's just not going to happen. So you must take care of yourself first and foremost every single day. So being selfish is actually a good thing, because when you are selfish and take care of yourself first in the morning, you're able to take care of everybody else. And if you don't, you'll have no energy to actually do that. What I do when I go surfing, and I did this today with my daughter, we went surfing from like 5:30 in the morning until almost 7 o'clock. I always pick up flowers. Now, living in Bali, it's really easy to pick up flowers because there's flowers everywhere. But it's these little things. I'm going to walk past the flowers anyway, no matter what. My flowers are downstairs. I'd show you. But I pick up small flowers and I give it to my wife every single day. And I give it to my daughter. And it's a little bit of appreciation every single day that will not just save your marriage, it'll grow your marriage. Think about your relationship with your spouse and your kids. So I'm talking to the people that are married or not married or whatever, they have a spouse or they have a partner. Think of them as a bank. Now you're gonna like, how do you think of them as a bank? Well, when you open up a bank account, do you open up a bank account and say, give me $1 million? They're like, you just opened a bank account. How are we supposed to give you $1 million? Well, you got to put deposits in first. If you don't put deposits, think of them as a bank that you have to put daily deposits. So my daily deposit for my wife is flowers, coming back from surfing, and writing in my gratitude, love, honor journal every single day. And with my daughter, daily deposit, going for a surf, telling her I love her, having meaningful conversations. That's putting deposits. And I'm not talking about watching Netflix at night, because just because you're spending time with your significant other or your children in front of a TV is not quality time. And I know that must be a bubble burst for many people. But if you want to get this right and thrive every single day and have your 2024 be unstoppable, these are little shifts that you're going to have to make. And just because you're in front of a computer in front of Netflix, watching with your children and your wife, doesn't mean you're putting deposits and quality time in together. It's a big difference. And that is the F for family and fun at night. Typically, we shut down about 5, sometimes 5:30 before sunset. We watch sunset and we spend some quality time together. Yeah, sometimes we'll watch Netflix and we'll watch something together, but we eat and we put some quality time. Lo and behold, I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. I could just keep on going, but I'm going to break this up into more things. If you have something that you have a question about, comment below. If there's something that you want to see more of, comment below. I'm going to go in depth on the body, how I was able to be the strongest I've ever been since my young 20s, when I could actually bench press like 225 up to 10 times when I was 22. But I never did 286. But how was I able to do that? How was I able to get to the best relationship I've had with my wife since since we lost everything back 15 years ago? How do I have the best relationship with my daughter? How am I more connected spiritually? How is our business able to grow? The big thing, you start having a recipe for success. And I'm going to go through some more recipes and break these down even further. If you want some more information, I'm going to share this every single week. I'm going to probably do 2-3 lives on this through the channel, and it'll be on their podcast. But what you want to know, I'm going to be incorporating this into our Unstoppable Branding Agency and our men's Limitless Men's Group. So if you want more, hit me up, send me a DM, send me a message, and I'm here for you, because dark times are coming. 2024, this is the time that if you're not getting prepared for 2025, you thought COVID was a hard thing, just wait to see what's going to happen. We'll see. Anyway, as always, be unstoppable, stay tuned, and I'm going to give you everything I got here in 2024, because I've been having this calling for the last 5 years, and I've been so scared to commit. And finally, God is telling me, you must go, and I'm going. Peace, and be unstoppable.